cutting. Welcome back to Media Mama TV for info, inspo, and convo, because there's always something to say about everything. And right now, somebody somewhere has something to say about body image, and body positivity has become almost a buzzword in many realms. Social media has really brought to light the fact that women, we're talking women here, of course, but people in general, but women can be beautiful, are beautiful, not can be, but are beautiful at any age, any size, any flow to themselves, right, ladies?
Agreed.
Absolutely.
100%.
I mean, I remember seeing a commercial for L'Oreal, I don't know, one of the makeup companies, and they're really trying to make a point about bringing women of different ages and other things onto the forefront. Have you all seen that too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll say this. I have the pleasure of modeling for a designer out of Springfield, Massachusetts. I got to give a shout out, Justin Haynes, hashtag JustHH Brands. And he's been a part, because this is actually New York, different fashion weeks are going on. And so in the modeling world, it's always been like you have to at least be like 5'11", size this. And in order to do anything or get any kind of credibility in the fashion world, you were not representing the fact that the average American woman is like a size 14, whatever the numbers mean or whatever. So I had the pleasure of not being this, definitely not being 5'11". I've had the pleasure to work with him and do some modeling, here in the States, different fashion weeks, and even in Paris. And so for me, as a woman who I think represents a lot of women, it's been really cool for me to see different designers begin to embrace, you don't have to be a size 2 to be fashionable.
Right. Yeah. It has been like really interesting to watch the evolution of fashion, and realizing, I think in the end, really, money is just not in the pockets of thin women. And
it's in the pockets of all of us.
All
women. Of us aren't thin.
All women. And this, for lack of a better term, inclusivity of women of different sizes and different ages. That's just reality. It's from the economic standpoint, yeah, you have to build your brand.
Right.
You have to do that. So it's been interesting watching, like I said, and saying older women. I can't remember what commercial it is. It's like Elon Musk's mother. I don't know what age that is. I can't remember.
Yeah, she's like 80 years old and gray.
Yeah, she's like gray. She's like high stepping, man. She's like looking good. And that's a real boost. That's a real boost because, femininity, it doesn't die when you hit menopause. It doesn't die in perimenopause. Your body is always converting, but your femininity, it's a powerhouse. And to see that being celebrated at different ages, at different sizes, that's a wonderful thing.
A lot of brands, I think, are noticing that and are making changes. One brand specifically that I think is doing it really well. Have you guys heard of Universal Standard? Have you heard of it? It's a clothing company, and they're just, the models they use are just like every size, shape, shade of woman. Some have disabilities, it's the whole spectrum. And also the way they do their sizes is very different. So like if an extra small, I'm just using this as an example, but an extra small might be a size 18. So like they do their sizes funky as well. So it's not like you're getting your typical size there. You have to put their size conversion chart. But it's really interesting and it's a fun place. They're expensive.
Maybe that's why I haven't heard of them before.
Exactly. Correct. But a lot more brands, even Target, like their model stuff that they're using, the mannequins are using in the store.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The posters they have up. So hopefully, more brands will start like realizing like everyone is shopping.
I've seen mannequins with butts now.
Yeah.
Like shapes.
Well, they started with like Rainbow or something, like those stores where they have like the impossible body, like the tiny waist with the big hips. And I think that spread.
But it's
very quickly.
you want to be represented, you know, like when you look at the bed, you want to see people who look like you. Go ahead, Millie, sorry.
No, I think it's wonderful that they're not focused on this one superficial image that not all of us are, regardless of how thin or thick you are, because I'm not too thick and I'm not too thin. So where am I? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's so wonderful because as like rest, we also have these body changes as well. And it's something that sometimes we can't handle or avoid. You know, some of us can control it, others we cannot. It's just we are chemically and everything else in our body. So it's phenomenal that now the fashion world and all these amazing industries, either small or big, high end or not so high end, are like, you know what? We just don't have this one customer. We need to gear our focus to all of them, because girls like to dress up.
Mm-hmm.
To look good, because when you look good, you feel good, and it's like boom, you know. And I it's phenomenal that they finally, like, you know, focus on like, let's make the woman, that girl, to feel good and look good. And I think that is the right motto to go with the industry. So I think that they're doing something that's great, because we all want to have either that item, that shirt, those pants, that bag, you know. So it's phenomenal. And
it just makes sense. It just makes sense.
It does. It does.
I want to say, though, on behalf of the women out there like myself who I'm 5'10" and a half, and I did model, and I was naturally this big when I was younger. I just want to break the stereotype that models all have eating disorders, because when I was doing runway work when I was younger, I actually was 50 pounds less than I am now, and that's how my body was. And that's one of the reasons why so many models that are tall and thin, they like age out, because then you start getting your turning into a beautiful woman. And that's a problem, because I remember much of my life, I was then too big to do regular modeling, and I was too thin to be a plus size model. There's this huge gap. And I was like, what about those of us that are 5'10" and a half and have, you know, like just average size bodies? And it was like, well, you can do lifestyle modeling, you know.
Right.
And it's funny because I'm 50 pounds more than I was before, but I'm still not heavy enough to be plus size modeling at 5'10" and a half, just because of how tall I am. You know, my weight I can carry a lot of weight. But it's interesting the way the industry has designed that. And so I'm all about like having all different sizes be incorporated. And I think for me, like, I'm witness here right now saying that my body at the height that I am has just naturally gone through all these different sizes, and I've had to embrace all of it. And I will say the number one thing that's different than I was 50 pounds ago, when I was modeling, I was like an A cup, legit, like 34A. I am now something C, and I own my boobs, thank you to my children. But I'm just saying, like, you got to own whatever you have. And that's one thing that I've learned as far as beauty standards. Yes, a 34C. How else could I have been this big? Hey, sorry, 34A before. Sorry, I was this big. Yeah.
But no, but seriously, it's like, and this is not an indictment. Okay, so one of the things that I have a pet peeve on, and from the size of, I remember being 10 years old, and I never looked like I weighed as much as I did. And I remember the, you know, the school height weight check things in the nurse's office, and then being surprised that I actually weighed more than I looked because of muscle density and yada, yada, yada. But this is not an indictment. This is not a size shaming on women who either naturally or because of their whatever the reasons may be, that might be a size 2 or very, very naturally thin or whatever. This is not an indictment at all. This is saying that how you carry your confidence is all in how you carry your confidence. Because if you work in it and you walk in and you own a room, to me, it doesn't matter like whether you are a size, whatever, because I don't even go by sizes, because sizes are arbitrary, kind of dependent on the designer.
That's so
and
true.
The country that you're in. You know,
even the I collect vintage patterns. I am a sucker for them. Wherever I go, thrift shopping, whatever, I find them and I'm like, I want it. And like
see that.
you see like the sizes, how different they were in the early 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Like I think my size back then, I think it was a size, I think it was like a size 14 or something like that. Like I was like, what? That's really different from today's date.
And if I could just jump in super fast, Marilyn Monroe, like one of the icons of beauty, you know, da 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 da, boom boom boom, da 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 da. She was considered plus size.
Plus size, right? Yeah, yeah.
So all this, like, you know, and I love that era, you know, with the little, I love that era for the style, but she was considered plus size. So Millie,
Well, you know, if we can embrace, if we as a society, as a economically in the fashion industry, people, if we can de-weaponize size, you know, it's like, it's just been weaponized. For the thought that you have to say, I'm not shaming small women. It's like, because it's been weaponized.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, if we can de-weaponize the idea that somebody can dictate what the perfect body size is, or the body size that you aspire to, only body size that we're going to cater to. If you're not in this size, then we can't cater. You're not worth it. We can't cater to you. So if we are able to personally and culturally de-weaponize sizeism, I think we're in a good, you know, and that starts with accepting yourself.
And it's so many things, because it also comes down to like also skincare and makeup and hosiery and shoe, like when you go to buy like nude bra and nude like panties, like it's just, I mean, it's so many things that are just, you know, there's been a set beauty standard for.
Right.
And, you know, like,
Band-Aids.
Yeah, it's just, it's nuts, but things hopefully seem to be changing a
Yeah.
little.
I will say this too, in the dance world, I spent my entire life dancing, and I will give myself a pat on the back for this one because it's an accomplishment for me. I did go through 3 pair of point shoes. And I only bring that up, having done point ballet, is that going to your nude comment, Dana, they now have not only the ballerina hosiery tights, but also point shoes.
Yeah.
In different skin tones, which is so exciting. Because aside from the fact that now they have like gel versus I had like lamb's wool, but the fact that like beautiful dancers of all skin tones are able to like have their body represented in the arts is amazing. It's amazing to me as well.
I know.
It really is.
What a concept.
What a concept. You can like sell to everybody.
That it would take to the 20th century, probably, or early 21st century, that skin color would be in America, would be inclusive.
It's crazy. Wow. Go figure.
Right. You nailed it on that one. In America.
Absolutely. But to the weaponizing statement, that is huge. I just want to kind of close off and double back on that one more time, because if you've ever seen or heard, even in like movies or common, you know, culture, talk about, oh, I have to cut, I can't be a size 4, you know, like you could be wearing the pattern for a size, but it has to be a certain size, or I have to cut the tags out. Not me, because I don't give a damn. But you know, got to cut the tags out. Clearly, cut the tags out so that you're not reminded that it's a size.
I know. It's crazy. Bella says that she's the perfect size.
Bella's beautiful. But basically, so as we wrap it up, ladies, was there anything else before we hit our inspirational word for the day?
Yes, I got one right here, and it's called, well, it says, don't value your body over your being. So stick that in mind, because you are extremely beautiful and important.
Love that.
And one of a kind.
Boy,
Absolutely. One of a
fingerprints.
Yep. Nobody like you.
Nailed it.
And all of it. Embrace your tiger marks if you have them, your stretch marks, and whatever. Be healthy. Be healthy.
That's what.
But be healthy.
Also, I just want to also say that I want you all to also embrace us, and you could do that by subscribing. So
that was smooth.
Subscribe. Thank you very much.
Hit that. Go to the YouTube. You're already here, of course, duh. Click the subscribe button. YouTube. You're already here. So click the button.
Right. And
And,
put
you know,
that
and
bell so
Yeah,
it can
yeah.
remind you every single time we put up a video.
every week, come on.
I know,
Absolutely.
right?
And you can watch us while either you're in bed, at work, in your bicycle, or walk. Have fun. Enjoy our conversations here that like flow naturally and authentically, each one of us. So
And join in with your comments. Join in with
Yeah.
your comments.
We love your comments. We embrace your comments.
We embrace you.
We embrace you and we embrace us. And
Embracing it all. So leave your comments and check back in next go round for Media Mama TV. Have a positive, peaceful, and a productive day. Thanks for watching.